It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have my first design team project for the October Color Rush Studio kits called Cozy Cottage, and I am so in love with all of this kit. So I am actually doing most of my product from the Bold kit to start out with, and I am doing a double page spread. This is a sketch from Ginger's Corner for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, round 19. And it's a double page. And when I saw this sketch, I knew I had to use this beautiful floral paper. It is a floral wreath that I did go ahead and fussy cut out. And then I'm using two of the other pattern papers, that kind of chevron brown, as my background. So I want the wreath in the center, just like the big circle in the sketch. And then it calls for, I don't know, 8 photos. I'm going to get 6 on here. So all of these photos are from our Thanksgiving trip last year to New York. This is view from the One World Observatory at the World Trade Center. And it was stunning. Stunning pictures. And it was nice because it was inside versus going to like top of the Rock or the top of the Empire State Building. And so it was all enclosed, and so it didn't matter what the weather was. So I've got 3 on each side, and I'm just kind of turning my wreath here a little bit to kind of decide where I want those florals to be. I don't want them to go too much onto the photos, but then again, I want them all to kind of touch so it all kind of incorporates together. And I know I want to use some of the pom-pom trim that came in the main kit, and I want to use that on the side of the wreath that does not have the florals. So in the sketch, there's actually a couple of other circles, and I am going to use this doily, and it is a craft doily. It's very large. I'm not going to put my doily in where kind of the other circles are, but I do want to get the other 2 circle elements on the page. So I am going to put that doily in 2 separate areas. And then I'm going to layer my photos on top. So I am working with this as a double page. I have my magnet for my glass board to kind of hold it together. I'm going to start working on the left-hand side page, gluing things down. I did take my photos and matted them in a piece of white cardstock. And once I have this side pretty much glued down, all the main elements, I can go ahead and glue down the other side. This is where I'm going to put that trim. So I just grab some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive and I put it along the edge, and then I'm going to tuck that trim underneath. So just the pom-poms are sticking out, not the bottom part of the trim. And so I get that all stuck down. I'm going to trim it off, and then I will also put it on the bottom. Now, the right-hand side of the wreath pretty much has florals, so I don't feel like it needs any of the pom-pom trim, so it's only going to go on this left-hand side. So I didn't stick that wreath down all the way because I knew that I was going to need to stick this frazzle ribbon underneath. And I think I will go ahead and add some, here to the center, so I can get that stuck down a little bit easier. So now I'm going to work on the right-hand side, and I'm going to put my pieces together. I want my wreath obviously to match up perfectly, so that's what you're going to see right here. And then I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't putting it anywhere weird. Now, for my title, I'm going to use this word blessed. So in this sketch, it's down in the lower left-hand corner. That's not going to work. So I'm thinking maybe it can go in the lower right-hand corner. So that's where it's going to hang out for right now, even though it will get moved. So spoiler alert there. Okay, here I'm trying to line up these photos and make sure that I'm not covering up too much. Some of them are they're similar, but they have different aspects. So you can go 360 all the way around the top and get all kinds of different pictures. So that was real fun. So here's why I'm going to add another piece of this doily. So I'm going to add it right here to the side. I do want it underneath my photo, so I do have to pick that up. I did let it overlap that top photo a little bit just because I was going to actually cover it up with the other photo. So it wasn't a big deal as far as where it was going to land. So I have all of the main pieces stuck down. And so now it's time for some embellishing. So I really like how this wood veneer title that says blessed fits right here in the middle. So that's where my title is going to end up. So now I'm going to go through all of the ephemera bits. I'm going to go through all of the wood veneer and those cute fluffy teddy bear hearts. And I'm just kind of pulling anything and everything that I think might work. So originally when I unboxed this, I was like, oh, we're going to have to go to the apple farm. And then I was like, I have pictures of the Big Apple. So I figured that apples could go on all of my New York pages. Like, why didn't I think about that? So I have a feeling that all of the apples from this collection will probably end up on some New York pages. So I grabbed this, it's like a wood veneer bucket of apples. So I'm going to make a little cluster inside the wreath. And I really want to get this little barn house on here. I think it's so cute. And since it's all kinds of buildings, obviously there's no barns in Manhattan, but I mean, a building's a building, and that's kind of what I'm going with. So that little bucket of apples gets moved over to the left with one of those teddy bear hearts. I get another wood veneer apple over to the right with a teddy bear heart. I'm going to add a die cut bucket of apples. I will also add a die cut little thing of apples. I add a journaling spot. I'm going to add a couple of florals. I add one of the little fabric flowers up there next to that bucket up at the top. And then, oh yes, this is like a little ticket with some apples, which you had to purchase tickets to go up there. So I felt like that totally worked as well. I just love how this page came out, and I am not typically a 2-page scrapper. I am definitely more of a 1-page, but I am just in love with how this one is. So I hope that it inspires you to do a 2-page layout if you are a 2-page scrapper, or if you are not and you want to give this a try, I hope this helps as well. Sketches are always a great jumping off point. So I went ahead off screen and glued everything down. I grabbed, this is some Tattered Angels in coffee, and it's an old spray for my stash, and it's kind of brown, metallic-y. I did decide to cover up my photo and the little house as well as the title. Now, I did get a huge glob on my picture, but it's just up in the sky. And then when I moved the papers off, I smudged a couple of them, so I just added bigger dots. And then I decided I needed to have a couple of splatters in different areas as well. So that is going to do it for this layout. I do have a couple of close-ups here for you. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And then I will have all of the information for Color Rush Studio, so you could head over and you can get your hands on this amazing kit, because I am in love and I'm sure it is going to sell out. You can also use my code 10crystal, and that will save you 10% in the shop, so you can get your hands on a little extra bits and bobs. And that's going to do it for me today. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you next time. Bye.